historic drum corps collection around the perimeter of the muster field, a brief history of each flag may be of interest to you. The first flag is the Pine Tree Flag. Carrying the Pine Tree Flag is Vicky Miorelli of the Sailing Masters. In 1775, this flag flew over some floating batteries launched in Boston Bay to be used against the British who occupied Boston at this time. In the fall of 1775, General Washington, at his own expense, outfitted 6 ships for use in our coastal waters. As they flew this flag, it became the first ensign of the American Sea Forces in New England. The Pine Tree Flag. The second flag is the Moultrie Flag. Carrying the Moultrie Flag is John Nazario of the Taggart Pipes and Drums. Colonel William Moultrie's South Carolina militia had hat badges of blue with a white crescent and the word Liberty printed on them. The Moultrie Flag was designed from these badges and was flying over Fort Sullivan on Sullivan's Island in Charleston Harbor on June 28, 1776, when the British fleet attacked. The Moultrie Flag. The third flag is the Bennington Flag. Carrying the Bennington Flag is Bill Klimowitz of the Colonial Musketeers. This flag, probably of its reference to 76, would seem to be one of the most popular and well-known of our early flags. This flag flew over a large depot of military supplies at Bennington, Vermont, which General Burgoyne set out to capture on August 16, 1777. They were met by John Stark and his Green Mountain Boys. This battle undoubtedly contributed to General Burgoyne's surrender at Saratoga, New York, 2 months later. The Bennington Flag. The fourth flag is Herricks Regiment Flag. Carrying this flag is Brian Gibbons of the Comstock Fife and Drum Corps. Upon receiving news of the start of the invasion of General Burgoyne in June of 1777, the Vermont legislature appointed Ira Allen chairman of a committee of safety with authority to raise a regiment to defend Vermont. The first company, Captain Ebenezer Allen commanding, reported for duty at Manchester, July 1777, where the original of this flag was presented to the regiment on July 29th. On August 16th, 1777, Herricks Regiment, with this flag at their head, formed the left of General Stark's line on his attack of Prince Ludwig Dragoon Regiment of the Army of Brunswick. The Herricks Regiment flag. The fifth flag is the rattlesnake or Gaston Flag. Carrying this flag this evening is Jody McGrath of the Westbrook Drum Corps. Colonel Christopher Gaston, a patriot of South Carolina and a member of the Marine Committee, presented this flag to the Continental Congress in February of 1776. While Congress discussed the possibility, they did not make the rattlesnake the official symbol of the country. On March 17, 1776, Commodore Esek Hopkins led his ships to the Bahamas to capture large quantities of cannons and supplies. A replica of this flag is said to have been painted on the drums of the new Corps of Marines in this, their first landing. The rattlesnake, snake, or Gaston Flag. The sixth flag is the Grand Union Flag. Carrying this flag is Jacob Schiller of the Menominee Minutemen. For over 100 years, the colonists had lived under the British flag, or King's colors. Our first national flag in January of 1776 did not exclude the flag of King George. This flag had 13 stripes to represent the 13 colonies, but retained the King's colors in the canton. This Grand Union flag is also known as the Cambridge flag, as it was first flown at Cambridge, Massachusetts on January 2nd, 1776, when General Washington raised it to a 13-gun salute, inaugurating the beginning of the Continental Army, the Grand Union Flag. The seventh flag is the Newberry Flag. Carrying this flag is Mark Castillo of the Black River Fife and Drum Corps. The Newberry, Massachusetts contingent of the Colonial Army first displayed this flag. Here, the designers used a field of green to represent the forests of New England. However, they still felt a connection to their forefathers' flag and retained in the canton the Red Cross of St. George, the Newberry Flag. The eighth flag is the Continental Flag. Carrying this flag is John Carter of Taggart Pipes and Drums. It was appropriate at this time that this, our first flag that did not include any emblem of Great Britain, included a pine tree. The pine tree was repeated on several flags, such as the Bunker Hill flag. It is believed that this flag also appeared at the Battle of Bunker Hill, the Continental Flag. The ninth flag is the Rhode Island or Hope Flag. Carrying this flag is Natasha Enos of the Kentish Guards. The 1st Rhode Island Infantry Regiment carried this flag. The flag bore a blue anchor in the center of the field, surmounted by the word Hope, the motto of the colony. The banner carried a blue canton on which were painted 13 white 5-pointed stars. Since the Rhode Island Regimental Banner was the only flag in existence at the time, with an arrangement of 13 stars on a blue banner, it appears certain that the Rhode Island flag contributed the stars to the StarSpangled Banner, the Rhode Island or Hope Flag. The 10th flag is the 7th Massachusetts Regiment flag. Carrying this flag is Virginia Wilco Stafford of the Adamsville Ancients. This regiment was originally organized from existing train bands on October 7, 1636. Mustered into active service April 19, 1775 as Gardiner's Regiment. In January 1777, it was redesignated the 7th Massachusetts Regiment Continental Line. The regiment was mustered out of Continental service on June 12, 1783. Since that time, it has been called to active duty during each of the wars. The regiment has campaign streamers from the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Civil War, World War I, and World War II, and has received many decorations and presidential citations. The 7th Massachusetts Regiment Flag. The 11th flag is the Taunton Flag. Carrying this flag is Jason Malley of the Regulators. This flag was raised for the first time in Taunton, Massachusetts in October 1774 during the raising of a Liberty pole. This was a new type of Union flag. It consisted of a red field with the Union Jack as a square-shaped canton, and the words Liberty and Union in white letters on the red field, extending across the lower portion of the flag beneath the canton. Taunton also had the distinction of being the only town founded by a woman, Elizabeth Poole, in 1637. The Taunton Flag. The 12th flag is the 3rd Maryland Regiment Flag. Carrying this flag is Christopher Piscatello of the Young Colonials. On June 14, 1777, one of the routine matters taken up by Congress was a resolution that the flag of the United States be made up of 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white on a blue field, representing a new constellation. This did not specify any set arrangement of the stars or the size of the Union. Consequently, anyone who wished to make a flag was free to design it to suit himself. This was the reason for the many different versions that was seen during the Revolutionary War. One of these was the flag of the 3rd Maryland Regiment. Lieutenant John Eager Howard's Regiment of the Battle of Cowpen, South Carolina, may have carried it January 17, 1781. The 3rd Maryland Regiment Flag. The 13th flag is the Australian flag. Carrying the flag this evening is Francis Cuccia of the Young Colonials. The Australian flag consists of a field of dark blue, red in the case of merchant ships, with a British Union Jack in the canton. In the blue or red field, directly beneath the Union, is a large white 7-pointed star representing the 6 federated states of Australia and the territories of the Commonwealth. The Southern Cross with its 5 stars is superimposed on the field near the fly edge. Ivor Evans, a 13-year-old Melbourne schoolboy, designed the flag. His design was selected from 30,000 entries and has been in use since January 23, 1901, the Australian flag. The 14th flag is the Swiss flag. Carrying this flag is Kaylin Fippinger of the Rhythm Monster film crew. The history of the Swiss flag is long and complicated. It begins in 1291, when the Swiss Confederation was founded. When the Swiss Confederation consisted of 8 cantons, no Swiss flag existed. Each canton had its own flag. Shortly afterwards, they created the Swiss flag, which initially was a triangle with a white cross on a red background. Later, this was changed to a square. In 1889, the official Swiss flag was born. It shows the suspended cross on a red background, and no additional patterns or heraldic figures are allowed. It is the only national flag in the world in the shape of a square, the Swiss flag. The 15th flag is the StarSpangled Banner. Carrying this flag is Michelle Auger of the Comstock Fife and Drum Corps. Here we have the StarSpangled Banner, one of the few flags to have more than 13 stripes, and the inspiration for Francis Scott Key to write the lyrics of the song, which was to become our national anthem in 1931. The flag was flying over Fort McHenry at Baltimore when the British attacked on September 13, 1814. Francis Scott Key was a hostage on the British frigate Surprise during the night. When dawn revealed that the flag was still waving over the fort, he composed the words to the Star-Spangled Banner to the music of the British drinking song, Anacreon in Heaven, the Star-Spangled Banner. The 16th flag is the current 50-star flag, with each star symbolizing one of the 50 states in the Union. Carrying this flag is Dominic Cuccia of the Civil War Troopers. There before you are some of the symbols of our nation. Researching the history of our flags has revealed over and over again a pattern of tremendous personal sacrifice and heroism on the part of the people who carried each of these flags. Our freedom to live under this flag has come at a very high price, paid by all who have defended our liberties in all of the battles of our history. For each of the 50 stars in the flag, there have been thousands who have left their homes and families, many to never return. Tonight, we wish to thank and honor all the men and women who, by their devotion and sacrifice, have made this, our freedom, possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you. The flag bearers are dismissed.